Good morning, Mr. Aston.
Oh. Good morning. I'm afraid we're about to leave. Unexpectedly, as it happens. We are unlikely to see one another again. Pity. But what I mean is that I rarely meet someone like you. Indeed, I rarely have the opportunity to speak with young, intelligent, and yet unspoiled women. I'd give anything just now to be you. To step into your life, to see what it would be really like.
Oh, I'd be glad to swap places, thank you.
Whatever for?
Well, for one to be famous, to live in London, to have people talk about me, write about me, to be away from this boring, unhappy place, to jump 2, 5, 10 years of my life straight into the future.
Please, not another word. How frightfully depressing.
Well, what is it like to be famous? How are you changed by it?
Changed? No, I've never actually thought about it like that before. Perhaps you're exaggerating my importance.
But you must have such a wonderful life. You can't know how much I envy someone like you. Most people don't even know that they are unhappy because they've never known anything else. And they die without knowing what life could give. But then there are the others, singled out from the throng, special people, chosen as if a light had picked out their faces in the darkness. You're such a person. You are one of those who has given meaning to life.
You really mustn't say such things. I do believe this Irish air is extremely dangerous. Perhaps you are. But never mind. The truth is, my interesting life is nothing but a small, squalid existence.
Oh.
I have never said such a thing to anyone before. How curious.
Your life is so beautiful.
It's nice of you to say so, but of course you're wrong. There is no beauty in my life. You really must excuse me. My work. I must return to my writing. How curious. I've become quite excited, actually nervous, almost hysterical. Very well. Let us talk. Calmly. Above all, accurately about this beautiful life, as you put it. To begin with, I'm obsessive. I must constantly scribble, copying down words, phrases, observations. People are of significance to me only if they're suitable for transcription to paper. I complete one book and start another with scarcely any awareness of what I'm doing. Does this appear particularly beautiful to you? Of course not. Actually, it's pathological. Consider that lake. The colours of the boglands in the distance. I have made 50 attempts, I'm sure, to reduce all that language. And you people, I know nothing about you. Indeed, I find the whole experience in this household rather strange, if you will forgive me. Yes. Foreign. I have great difficulty in understanding what precisely is being said by you Irish at any particular time, and yet we appear to share the same language. Nevertheless, I persist in my attempt to record everything. I make use of life. Of course, I do try to change. Sometimes I may meet someone particularly engaging. Like you. Yes. I begin to hope that I may be allowed relief, that I may be granted peace from my scourge for one evening, 1 hour. I have never succeeded. I am pursued by this distemper. I stagger to my desk and I write. May I make a confession? I find this abominably difficult to express. What I give to the world may have its beauty, its sweetness and light, that is for others to say, but in order to produce it, I have left some living organism withered. It's rather as if some insect had been at work.
Oh, but you must feel something good. I mean, there must be times when you feel that, well, you have accomplished something wonderful.
When I'm actually composing something in my head, yes. I feel a certain surge of power. I actually have this feeling now. Here, with you. Of bringing an image into existence. But I shall soon suffer the banal experience of committing it to paper. And then when it is published, I shall see that this is not what I intended at all, that it is merely a travesty of the first experience. People will say, yes, charming, isn't it, but scarcely of the first rank. They'll say after my death, Aston, who, ah, yes, and then pass on.
I know I can't understand these things, but what you say is incredible.
I'm a very ordinary sort of chap. In fact, I don't particularly like the kind of writing which I produce. Indeed, I don't think I know quite what I am doing when I write. I love all the proper things. Nature, human infants, animals. I approve of all the proper things, culture and society, the emancipation of women, the amelioration of the lower orders. In other words, I am eminently qualified to be a modern writer. The problem is, however, that all the proper sentiments may be there, but without discrimination. I pick up the fashionable idea of the day as casually as I would a newspaper, and always there is this dreadful haste. The progress of the age is leaving me further and further behind. Then I arrive in a place like this. A place quite untouched, innocent of civilization, where nature still reigns.